Hi everyone, and thanks very much for joining us this afternoon. It's great to have this opportunity to... That's okay, we just dropped the mouse. We're all in control here, we're fine. It's lovely.
We're good.
It's lovely to have this opportunity to talk to you and to tell you about the BSc Occupational Therapy course here at Brunel University. So I'm going to talk to you for a little bit first, and then our brilliant third year OT student, Anna, is going to tell you about the course from her perspective. And I just need to advance the slide. Shall I use the mouse? Down. So the things that I want to tell you about in this session . The course at Brunel is the largest, one of the largest and longest established OT programs, and we are the original London School of Occupational Therapy. Emma and I are going to talk about the rich, vibrant cultural and social diversity that we have here at Brunel that really adds to the student experience. I'm going to tell you about some of the research that we do and a little bit about why that is important and helpful for students. I'll talk about the course content, which aims to provide you with the academic and practical and personal skills you need to become a qualified OT. And we'll talk a little bit about placements. So, the BSc pre-registration occupational therapy course here at Brunel is a 3-year full-time course. We also have a 2-year pre-registration MSc course for people who've got a first degree, can come along and study to be an occupational therapist at master's level, and we have an MSc course for already qualified occupational therapists. So the one that we're talking about this afternoon is the BSc OT course, the 3-year full-time course. We have an intake of approximately 80 students a year in first year. We're accredited by the Health and Care Professions Council, which is important because that's the registration body that you need to be registered with in order to practice as an OT. We're also regulated by the College of Occupational Therapists, and we follow the World Federation of Occupational Therapists curriculum guidelines. So our course conforms to all of the national and international standards that it needs to. We take a developmental approach to learning, so this is not only about learning academic skills, but occupational therapy is a very practical profession, and we help to develop your practical, your analytical, your critical reasoning skills, and also you as a person. In order to be a good occupational therapist, you need a level of self-awareness, and that's something that you will develop throughout the course here at Brunel. So over the 3 years, we have a mixture of timetabled and also self-directed study. So it is a full-time and fairly intensive course, but you have lectures mixed with time for you to spend in the library or at home to work on assignments that you'll be given in class and to work on your preparation for coursework and assignments and exams. This slide is an overview of the course structure. It's not a very user-friendly slide, for which I apologize, but what I want to just give you the overview of is the 3 years of the course. So at the top you've got year 1, in the middle we've got level 2, year 2, and at the bottom we've got year 3. And you can see in each of the 3 blocks there is a turquoise section, and that's each one of the 4 practice placements. So that you can see in first year you do a 4-week practice placement, and in second year you do 2 8-week practice placements, and then in final year another 8-week practice placement. The first year taught content is the foundation of the information and the knowledge and the skills that you need to develop an understanding of occupational therapy. So we do human sciences, which is anatomy, physiology, psychology, and we also start introducing you to the concepts and theories and the evidence base behind occupational therapy. And then in second year, we build on all of those things. So it's about a more advanced level of understanding of occupation and the theory and the evidence behind occupation. And not only from a theoretical point of view, but also practically how we as occupational therapists use occupation with the clients and the service users that we work with. And then in final year, we're preparing you to be qualified occupational therapists, and that's quite a transition. So we look at the transition from being a student to being an occupational therapist, and also about the service context in which occupational therapy takes place. The prospective students are always interested to know about how you are assessed, and I don't think there's any way to make assessments and exams completely unstressful, but what I will say is that we provide you with a lot of support and information and guidance about your assessments. And our assessments, we have a variety of ways of assessing students, so there are a few exams, not many, they're in a minority. We have essay-based assignments, coursework that you have time to prepare. And then we also use poster presentations, practical assessments to assess students' knowledge. So there are a variety of ways that you'll be assessed on the program. One of the real advantages about being in London is that we have access to some of the world-leading hospitals, and you will have the opportunity to do practice placements at some of the top London hospitals. The one on the left-hand side of your screen over there is UCLH in Marylebone, and the one on the right is the Maudsley Hospital down in South London, which is a mental health hospital. Our placements are not only hospital-based though, so as an occupational therapist you'll work in hospitals, you'll work in the community, you'll work in more non-traditional areas, and practice placement experiences cover all of the different types of work situations that you might be in once you're a qualified OT. One of the things that we very much value at Brunel is the diversity of our student body, both on campus in general and particularly on our BSc OT program. We recognise that some of our students are coming straight from A-level and from school, some are coming from further education access courses, some have had experience out in the workplace before they have decided to come back to study, and we know that our students have a variety of different educational experiences, work experiences, life experiences that they bring with them, and we actively try to incorporate those into the course and to use those and to draw on your experience in our teaching. We also value the input of service users in our teaching. The pictures over here are some service users, people who are post-stroke, who came along and did a Zumba class with the students and also spoke about their experiences of living life beyond the experience of having had a stroke. Our staff are active researchers. A couple of examples of the research that we're involved in. This is Debbie Kramer-Roy in the left-hand photograph in the orange dress, who leads a program of research on inclusive education with educational colleagues in Pakistan. One of our lecturers, Melissa Prunty, does research on children with developmental coordination disorder, looking at improving handwriting and ball skills. And our students are involved with week-long programs that she runs to teach children to ride a bicycle. And she works a bit of magic in those weeks. The children arrive not being able to ride at all, and they leave at the end of the week proficient on a bicycle. I don't know how she does it, I'm pretty sure it's magic. We have a lot of national and international expertise in the department, and we're very proud of our staff contributing to leading occupational therapy textbooks, to the occupational therapy journals internationally. Scylla Harries, who the picture just next to the blue car over there, is Professor of Occupational Therapy here at Brunel. She's one of only 12 occupational therapy professors in the UK, and we're very pleased to have a Professor of Occupational Therapy here. And we also contribute to speaking at the College of Occupational Therapy conference here in the UK and other occupational therapy conferences around the world. We have the absolute strength of Brunel OT is our student body. We have the most fabulous group of students. They absolutely make my job worthwhile on a daily basis, and they're brilliant to work with. I'm not going to say too much more about our students because Amar can do that much better than I can. We're also very proud of the level of support that we have available to students. I was saying earlier that we know that students come from a range of different backgrounds and educational experiences to study. And we try to tailor the support that you need. So we have student support services, academic support services, disability and dyslexia services on campus. Also, every student has, every one of the OT students is allocated a personal tutor who is available to provide additional personal, pastoral, academic support as you need it. So our students say it best, really. I'm going to hand over to Amar now to do her presentation. Just one last thing, keep in contact with us. We're on Facebook and Twitter, so do follow us.
Awesome. Well, thank you for such an excellent presentation. I also want to thank everyone at home who's bored of us, because we basically have had a few technical issues, but hopefully that will be the end of that. Thank you for such an interesting presentation, Dr. Eva. Amardeep, please go ahead and tell us about life here as a student at Brunel.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Amardeep, I'm short for Amar, and just want to help you understand, get to know the university and ask as many questions as you wish. The reason why I chose Brunel University was actually came as a, I came to university, this is my second degree, sorry to say, it's my second degree. I was actually inspired by my sister who's actually in the medical profession already. She's a neonatal nurse. When I was doing my research, I was looking at the other universities, and one thing that I really liked about Brunel was the fact that it was quite a research-led university. The campus had a really great feeling to it. Everything was basically here. The library was on campus. It has 24-hour access, and also there's accommodation on site as well. But more importantly, the most important things were that there were specialist lectures within the field, so within mental health, which is something that I'm quite interested in. The professional practice modules that we learn, they are all going to be utilised while you're in practice. So when you go on placement, everything that you learn at university is actually going to be applied. So none of it is actually wasted, which is something I've realised. One of the things that I did in my previous university was I didn't actually use some of the knowledge I acquired. One of the other important things was that because I came from the city, I was quite happy to get involved with staying in, I was happy to stay in London. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. But
you're doing great, you're doing great. There's something to be nervous about.
As soon as the nerves goes down, I'll go.
You're doing fine.
So yeah, it was because it's in London, and I had access to all these world-renowned places that get mentioned. So I did a practice placement at St Mary's Hospital, and I've also done one of my placements.
That's in Paddington, isn't it?
Yeah,
St Mary's Hospital in Paddington.
Yeah, and then I also did a practice placement at St Pancras. And one of the things that university really helped us with is building our core professional skills. So we built a professional portfolio, and any work that we do, I'm also a student ambassador, we incorporate, we can put into our portfolio. We also have a...
Do you want to say what being a student ambassador is about for the people that
I will
do.
Yes, I will. I'm going to go into that a little bit later.
Cool. Okay.
So I'll go through that in my coming slides. And also we have an annual Occupational Therapy Conference, where we have a specialist seminars and workshops from specialist lecturers that come in. So the teaching at university is very diverse. I really enjoyed all the human sciences that I got to learn the first year. So you can see a picture of me on the left-hand side of the skeleton. That's basically me doing some lab work after some I was trying to learn all the bones and the muscles, which is very, very relevant to our practice. When you're basically out in practice, you need all this knowledge to say which part of the arm might be fractured. So that goes all into your notes. Then I'm also trialing out a wheelchair, so you can see there's some difficulties with access that we have, and you know, when we do have a physical impairment, these are some of the barriers that people do face, and occupational therapy really does help us to understand that. Going forward, we've got there's a very diverse teaching approach, which I really enjoy. I'm really a practical person, I would say, and I like the seminar. So we have specialist lectures, we have seminars where we get to consolidate all that learning in a group, and we also get to do all of that, do group work in terms of cookery and flowering, which is making the use of occupation therapeutically, and all the theory behind that. So on placement, I've had the opportunity to work with inpatients in elderly medicine. I worked in the community with the rapid access services, and I also worked at the community adult mental health. And I've just finished my fourth practice placement in neuro at the Brain Injury Rehabilitation Centre, which was really interesting, and it was applying all the theory and applying it to practice. So, on campus, we have a 24-hour library, which is something that I really love, because I am living on campus. And, you know, it's basically really getting down to doing some work. You have access to the Disability and Dyslexia Service, which is around the corner. We also have, you can see on the right-hand side a little cup that says Ask. Now, Ask is a fantastic service. I hadn't studied and written an assignment for years, and it was all those skills that I really needed to brush up on, and I would go to the Ask service quite a lot to help me break down how to write an assignment, how to paragraph things, and how to think critically, and they really did help me do my first assignment, and I actually did quite well in my first assignment, so that was all positive. I'm also working on campus, which is something that I mentioned earlier. So I am a student ambassador. What that entails is basically promoting, representing Brunel University. I work for the college here. I'm also working for the marketing and recruitment department. Yeah, that's my words. And we did a campus tour, and we also earn some money while we're making new friends.
Our student ambassadors are a huge asset, and a lot of students at Brunel do choose to work as ambassadors because they really love being at the university and want to showcase how much they enjoy the university to prospective students. So ambassadors are invaluable to us, so we're very, very grateful for the ones who help us out, definitely.
Thank you. So, as I was saying, on site, there's 24-hour, 24/7 security. You're a short walk to the lecture centre, which is brilliant. It's only 3 minutes from where I am. And you have access to the library 24/7. Going into London, which I didn't mention earlier, it's only 14 minutes away. So you've also got all the access, you've got all those opportunities out there. Yeah. On campus, I like to get involved with the climbing club. I was doing that earlier in the year. And then we've got a uni bar, which is Zoco's, and they always have weekly events. I went to one yesterday, which was it was Holly, the Holly coloured.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So we did that yesterday.
Fabulous.
So it was celebrating the different colours.
Is that where you throw colour at each other as you're running past?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And then we also did the colour dash run and raised 1,400 for Michael Civil Hospital.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So there's ample of opportunity to meet loads of people, and I meet loads of people not just only on my course, but also through work. So they're from all over the world, and it's just a really, really. You can see me sitting. You can see me on the right-hand side with my friend that's at the academy. So we actually have you can say a club on site.
It's a club.
Yeah, it's a club on site. And then we've got me at the bottom with my friends at the bar, and then we're in Oxbridge going for a bite, and then we're just about on the campus. Final thing, most importantly, about graduating. So one of the, as I'm approaching graduation, it's only 2 months away. I'm getting a little bit nervous, and this. So I took part in the Brunel Professional Mentoring Program last year in 2016, and I was also got an award from the National Mentoring Consortium at the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. That was really exciting. I was assigned to an employer at HMRC who built my confidence. We worked on a couple of network events. We did some work on CVs. We did job applications, interview preparations, and also this year we've also done a professional practice module, which is helping us to prepare as writing a professional personal statement. So preparing is really for the real world.
Very important.
I would say good luck. I love this quote, which is about critical thinking. It's from Albert Einstein, and it's education is not the learning of facts, but training the mind to think. And another one from Martin Luther King was the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character. That is the goal of true education. I wish you all the best of luck on your journey, and thanks for enjoying my presentation.
That was fabulous. Thank you so much. That was awesome. So thank you, Amardeep. That was thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, you are all welcome to put your questions to Dr. Ava and Amardeep. Let's see what people are asking out there. So let's have a look. Okay, we've got Moez Farouk has a question. He's asking, tell me about the fees. Now, I actually think this is actually a question that, in all honesty, Farouk, you'll find that it's probably best to go onto the Brunel website to ask that question. We're really here to help out this evening, talking about questions related to the course. But if you are interested in talking about fees and funding, if you go to www.brunel.ac.uk/UG fees, you'll find all the information that you require there. That would be the best place to start. Don't feel shy about asking questions. Just type them in your control panel on the right-hand side of your webinar screen, and I'll put them to both ladies. We do actually have another question. How many contact hours are there in a week? That's a question from Navdeep.
How many contacts? Okay. It varies across the 3 years. What I said when I was talking earlier is that this is a full-time course. It doesn't mean that you're on campus every single day from 9 until 5, but probably for most of the term time you are on campus 3, 4.5 days a week, and probably one of those days is going to be quite a long day, so starting at first thing in the morning, 9 o'clock, and finishing 4:30 in the afternoon. The times that you're not scheduled to be in class, there is generally coursework and assignment work to be doing.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We've got a very similar question from Laura. Laura, thank you for your question. She's asking, it's a full-time course, but could you please tell me about the amount of contact days with the university? So obviously that's quite a similar question to the one we had earlier.
It varies between 3 and 4 days a week.
That's right. Yeah, that's corrct. Yeah, I would say the first year was the most difficult in terms of contact. There was more contact hours, but this was reduced significantly in terms 2 and 3. But it did require us to work independently on our assignments and any other assessments that we might have.
Okay, thank you for that. And we have another question. This is good, keep them coming. This is from Yoshi. Yoshi, I hope I've pronounced your name correctly. What process could I follow if I'm applying as a mature student and who hasn't been in formal education for years? If somebody's a mature student and they're applying to Brunel for a course like this, I'm assuming that we could actually just, they can apply direct. Their admissions, is that correct?
Yeah, the application for the course is the same regardless of what your educational background is.
Yeah.
You would just need to have a look at what the course requirements were and make sure that you were able to meet those.
Okay, I think Yoshi, if you go to, if you can actually, you're very welcome to drop an email to admissions@brunel.ac.uk. We thoroughly encourage mature students who do want to come back to education because it's more than just, to be honest, it's more than just your qualifications on paper that count towards your application when you're a mature student. For example, if you've done work in the workplace, that's going to count towards you having actually, for example, done something that will have actually enriched your application that you can put towards a statement of application. So I would certainly ask you to look into that if this is an area, if occupational therapy interests you and you enjoyed what you heard in the webinar, then do look into that.
Once you've applied, if you do meet the basic educational criteria that you need, you'd be invited for a selection day.
Yes.
And on the selection day, one of the activities that you would do is a one-to-one interview with one of our staff members. And that would be an opportunity for you to talk about the strengths and the skills that you bring to the course.
Okay. We've got another question in from Sam. What's the proportion of exam to coursework?
It's mostly coursework.
Yes, mainly coursework. We had one exam at the end of the first year, which was in human sciences, and it's reasoning as an occupational therapist, and that was our main exam. And then we didn't have any exams in our second year at all, and then we had one. Yeah, third year. Yeah, and that was on research methods, and that's the online exam, multiple choice. Yeah.
So, I mean, the ratio of exams to coursework is very largely coursework, and as Amar said, the 2 exams, one in first year and one in final year.
Okay. We've got another question from Laura. Hi, Laura. So your question is, what's the ratio of lecture to practical-based classes? That's kind of really similar.
Tips in favour. I was going to say 50-50, and then I thought it probably tips slightly in favour of practice seminar classes rather than sitting in big lectures. But yeah, I think Emma's probably about 50-50.
Yeah. Okay. And we have another question from Yasmin. Can we choose our placements? She's asking.
Okay. Within some limits, you can. It is possible to have an elective placement in your 3rd year. However, you are graduating as an occupational therapist to be able to be registered with the Health and Care Professions Council. And what that means is that you need to have the very wide range of skills and practical abilities and theoretical knowledge that an occupational therapist would need to have to work in any practice area. So we do largely allocate students their practice placements, and we try to make sure that students have experience across a range of placements. So if you remember the diversity of the 4 placements that Amar was talking about that she had over the 4 practice placements, we do try to give you a broad range of experience on placement.
Fabulous. I'm actually an alumni from Brunel myself, and I can actually vouch for that as well, that you do get a very broad range, when you are doing a placement. We've got one more question. This is from Ranjit. He's asking, I haven't visited the campus. Can I still come on a campus tour?
Yeah.
And I believe the answer to that is yes.
Yeah.
That is definitely
absolutely.
a yes.
Yeah.
And we strongly recommend that people do pay the campus a visit. We're a campus-based university, which is a rarity in London, when other London universities have their campuses, spread out in different parts of London. We have a lovely kind of community, almost like a village here.
Yes, it does have fantastic food market on Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chocolate brownies and, vegetables and olives.
Yeah, no, it's the Turkish delight that does it for me.
Is that what you're doing? That's what I'm doing, is it? I've somehow resisted the brownies. I don't think I can hold out much longer though. But we do actually have, if you do want to, have a campus tour, you can book that, Ranjit. You can book your place in the campus tour by telephoning in on 01895 265595. Or if it's easier, you can email in. It's openday.booking@brunel.ac.uk. They happen on a Wednesday, and we've got two. We've actually got 2 in this month. So you've got Wednesday, 22nd of March at 2 o'clock, and also Wednesday, the 29th of March. That's also at 2 o'clock. So you're very welcome to get in touch with us and, book a place and come along. And, the tours are really good. They take in all the facilities, and you get to ask all the questions that you'd like to ask as well. So thank you for that question, Ranjit.
Yeah. Just to add, Ranjit, we also show rooms as well. So if you're considering living on campus, we will show you 2 different rooms, a standard room and also an ensuite room, so you can take your pick. There is also an opportunity for you to live off campus in the second year, and the university have an accommodation office that can help you with that.
Awesome. So are there any other questions coming in? Because we can, we're just happy to sit here and banter amongst ourselves, really. But if you do have any other questions, don't be shy. We're here to really help you out. We know that basically going to university is a really huge decision, and trying to choose a place to do a course that you're interested in is it's a really, really big investment.
Sure.
We're very understanding of that. So I'm going to keep an eye on the screen and see if we've got any other questions coming in. I think, let's have a look, see if there's any more. We have another one. Fabulous. Okay, this is a fabulous question. Laura, thank you.
Well, you're asking, sorry.
Let's read it out first. What puts Brunel above the rest of the London-based universities, for example, London South Bank? Okay, I'm itching to answer this, but it says naturally report. So I'm going to put this one over to Dr. Galiva.
I have to say, Laura, it's very hard for me to be objective here because I genuinely do love teaching at Brunel. I'm quite sure that I wouldn't want to put any other course down. I'm quite sure that other occupational therapy courses are excellent as well. I do happen to believe that Brunel is the best. I think what makes it that for me is our fantastic, lively, engaged, interested, innovative, intelligent student body. We have absolutely brilliant students and a wonderful
facilities are brilliant.
The building that we're in is purpose-built. The skills rooms and facilities we have are excellent.
They reflect a medical atmosphere, don't they, in terms of the way they laid out, like the actual rooms themselves, very representative.
And I think we do have some outstanding teaching staff here. We genuinely have occupational therapists who are leaders in their field internationally. both in the teaching and in the research that they do. So that would be my take on it.
Yeah, my personal take on it, because I lived in the city personally, was that I actually needed some headspace to get away from all the distractions in London. There was so much going on, and so much going on in the city at times that when you do really need to get down and do your work, it can be quite distracting. So I actually quite valued the fact that that Brunel was actually a little bit further away and only 40 minutes away from London, so that I could basically study on campus, have that community feel. I had access to all the resources, the lecturers, I could go to them, ask questions, get the support that I needed, and be in that headspace where I know I'm actually where I'm actually focused on my assignments. Being in London, having worked in London, I did find it quite distracting, so many opportunities, and then other things taking over. But that's my personal take on it. But obviously this is a decision that you personally would need to take yourself, and I would advise that you have a look at all the universities and make an informed decision.
I think also, if memory serves, with the occupational therapy course, we've actually had really big accolades in terms of research and student feedback, that it's actually regarded, I hope I'm correct in saying
in NSS schools, the National Student Survey schools
yeah,
are
that's
top
right.
in London.
Yeah, we're regarded as the top university for this area. Okay, excellent question again from Laura. Are all teaching staff qualified occupational therapists?
Yes, Laura.
Well, actually, having said that, the majority of our teaching staff are qualified occupational therapists, but OT is so occupational therapists work in multidisciplinary environments. We do have one member of staff who is a qualified psychologist, and contributes that perspective to the course, and I'm trying to think, I think everybody else is an OT. But we do have interdisciplinary, interprofessional teaching, so you will also, the majority of your teaching will be by occupational therapists, but we do draw on our psychology staff, our physiotherapy colleagues, sociology colleagues in education, so there are a number of academics who contribute to teaching on the programme where that specialist input is going to be helpful.
Fabulous. Okay. So we just want to check again. We just want to invite you to ask any final questions. If you have any, we do, another one. Okay, fabulous. Okay, so this again is from Laura. Do we have opportunities to work alongside other allied health course students, such as physiotherapists?
Yes. Yes, we do, yeah. We had the opportunity this year, Laura, to work with physiotherapists on a professional practice course to just get better understanding of how it feels. But when you're out on practice, you'll be working alongside all different disciplines. So you'll be in contact with GPs, nurses, physiotherapists, or the multidisciplinary team, because you'll be actually doing your role as a student OT on practice.
In the college, occupational therapy is part of clinical sciences, and in clinical sciences we've got physiotherapy, OT, social work, physician associates, public health and health promotion, community nursing, and we're all based in the Mary C. Cole building. So there are set lectures with the physiotherapists, as Anna was saying, in the third year, but there's also all of the social spaces where you're mixing with other students all the time.
Absolutely, yeah. That's another advantage of Brunel being campus-based, is that you will actually find that it's very, very easy to meet other students from your college, because you'll find that some of them will be, they'll be on campus. They might be living on campus, because we have guaranteed first year accommodation, I think.
Yes.
Every student who comes to Brunel in their first year is guaranteed on-campus accommodation, which really, really helps people find their feet and meet people who are studying on subjects. So you would definitely have, plenty of opportunities to do that. Okay, so another call out for any other questions? We can sit here and stare at the screen together. Let's do that. Okay. Okay. So, okay, I actually think we've had some really fabulous questions.
Thanks very much, everybody.
You know, you know, we really, really appreciate that, because at the end of the day, you know, this kind of gives us an idea of, you know, what people need to know and what they're interested in finding out when they're looking to make their choices of where to study. I think, are there any other final thoughts that you'd like to add, Amadee?
I would say just be open-minded and enjoy the course and get involved in as much activities as you can, and embrace the learning while you're at university. So that's it.
Yeah, I would echo that.
Definitely,
as well. Oh, Laura, you're very, very welcome. I've just seen a really sweet note from Laura. Thank you for running this session. We really hope you found it useful. We loved your questions. Your questions were fabulous, Laura.
Yeah.
And Dr. Gail Ava?
I don't think I've got much more to add to what I've already said. I think the student experience at Brunel is brilliant, and
it is.
We hope that the webinar has helped you with making your decision.
Laura, we think you should come to one of our open days. I really think you should, because you sound very much like you'd enjoy it. I'm going to say those dates again for anyone who's interested. If you want to actually come along to a campus tour, email in on openday.booking@brunel.ac.uk. We've got one on Wednesday the 22nd at 2 o'clock, and another one the following week on Wednesday the 29th. Alternatively, you're very welcome to ring in on 01895 265595. So hopefully, you know, if anyone's interested out there, which you should be, because the course is fabulous, we'll be seeing you soon. Okay? Oh, fabulous! Yay! Awesome. Okay. Laura, I'm very happy to read that.
Yeah.
You've got offer already. I think this has confirmed my choice to Brunel. We very much look forward to having you here, and you know, as an alumni, fellow alumni, I had a great time, so I'm sure you will too. That's awesome! Hooray! This is awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you. You've made our evening. This is awesome. So, okay, I think. What else do we have to say? So we'd like to wish everyone a really good evening.
Yeah.
Thank you for attending our webinar. We hope you found it interesting and informative, and that we hope that we'll be seeing some of you at Brunel. We've reached the end, and we're going to have a recorded version available on the website soon. So that should be up on YouTube in due course. So yeah, it's goodbye from me, Yasmin, and thank you for attending. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good evening, everyone.